Hi everybody, today I'm going to be going over some Slickpour with you. We've had a lot of people again DM us for the difference with using our Slickpour with a resin system, with acrylic liquid, with a hard gel, or also with our caption conversion. So I'm going to get straight into doing some Slickpour with our resin system. I'll go through the pros and cons and the full application breakdown. So for anybody who needs a little bit more information on our Slickpour, definitely stay tuned and watch this video. Now I have one little trick before we get started, and that is with my base and my top, which is the number 2 and the number 4. I just get out some cuticle oil. So I grab my rose oil and I lubricate the lids. They may get stuck if you've accidentally spilt a little bit of your product. So I just run some rose oil just into the thread of both of those bottles, and it's going to prevent from those sticking, and you're going to be able to get the lids out of those bottles. So let's get into the demo. First thing I'm going to do is remove the shine off my nails. So I've got out a medium arbor band on my mandrel. I'm going to set my e-file at 3, so that's 3 RPM, and I'm just going to hit the motor on button, and I'm just going to remove the shine off all of my nails. Step, and I actually make it really nice and easy for myself. I line my bottles out in numerical order. So I'm first of all going to start with my prep. All that I'm going to do is just paint that straight on to all of my nails. This is going to clean my nail plate. Then once I'm done with my application, or I'm done with my bottle and that process, I actually move that bottle to the side just so it stops any confusion on what your next step will be. So now I'm going to get myself ready for my application of my first layer of Slickpour. Now, one thing that I do advise, if you've got a customer that's coming in and they like to change their colors out, I would do a first layer of the color that's called Under the Radar, which is a clear coat. So I would go straight on with my first layer of clear. This is just going to give you like a protection layer, or that clear layer straight over the nail plate. So when the customers do come back in 2 or 3 weeks time, all you need to do is just remove the layers of color, and you've still got that clear layer straight on your nail plate. Now I'm going to go straight into just doing my color coat, but I'm going to show you how I set up my workstation. So I first of all get out my base coat, which is my number 2 in the Slickpour resin. I've got out my Slickpour color, which is Jazz Note. I'm going to get out my catch cup. So this is going to catch any excess when I'm pouring my color straight over that nail. And I'm also going to have a dampen dish ready. So all that I'm going to do is pour in my color into my dampen dish. Now, depending on how much I'm going to have, and I'm going to decant out of my jar, all that I'm going to do is 1 full scoop for a natural nail, just on a short nail, that we're just going to be doing 2 coats. Now, if you have needed to extend the nail plate, or you needed to get some additional length and you've applied a tip, I would then put in 2 scoops, just so that you've got that little bit extra, just so that we can put a little bit more or an extra layer just over where that tip has been applied over that connection area, just to ensure that we've got a little bit more protection or an upper arch. So I'm going to now decant out my colors and get my workstation ready. Now that I've got my workstation ready, I'm going to get straight in to my application. Now, normally I would have all 10 nails ready to go, and I'm going to work on one nail at a time. So I'm going to get my catch cup out. I'm going to rest in my dapping dish just inside that catch cup, just to ensure A, that I'm not going to contaminate the rest of my jar, but I'm also going to catch any excess in my container, just so that I'm not wasting any and I can maximize all of my product. So I'm going to get that out and ready and have that underneath the nail just so I can catch any excess. I have got my pouring spoon ready, and I have got now my base coat ready and open to go straight in with my application. Now, you do not want to waste any time when it comes to doing your resin. It does just like nail polish. It will dry over time, and it will dry quite quickly if you've got a warm environment. So I'm going to apply my base straight to the nail and pour on my Slickpour colour straight away. First layer, I'm just going to use my little makeup brush that I've just bought at my local store. I'm going to dust away any excess of my Slickpour powder, and again I'm going to ensure that I'm getting all of that right over that catch cup, just to maximize so that I don't waste any product. Now that I've done that first layer, I'm now going to go back in and do one more. Again, just doing each individual nail using my base coat and pouring straight on my Slickpour powder, and I'm going to do all my nails again. So I do not need my base coat any further, and I also do not need my catch cup and my colour anymore, so I'm just going to move that to the side. My next one is my activator. So now I'm going to apply one coat over all of my nails of my activator. This is going to ensure that my resin completely sets. Now, I'm not going to rest my activator aside because I'm going to use it one more time, so I'm going to keep it beside me. Now, it's right at this point that I'm just going to double check to see that my nails are really nice and smooth and perfect. I do have out one of our 180 buffers, so I'm just going to go around my free edge, and if I need to smooth over my nail plate, I'm going to give it a very, very light buff just so that it's going to be perfect and smooth. Buffed all of my nails. They're nice and smooth. I've got a really nice smooth free edge. So I'm now going to put on one more sneaky coat of my number 3, which is the activator. And I'm going to get a dry nail wipe and I'm going to buff that into the nail to ensure that it's now incredibly smooth. This little process is then going to give us all the benefit when we put on our top coat. It will now appear with a really high luster shine. If you do skip this step, unfortunately what will appear with your top coat, it'll look a little bit like an orange skin with some pits and crevices. All that we want to do to prevent that is using our activator, and we buff that in so that it's a really nice smooth finish. Now that I've done that step and I've applied my activator, I'm now going to put my activator aside. I'm going to get out my dry wipe and buff my nail until I can feel that it is really nice and smooth. The more I buff, I can feel the smoother my application gets. Now, by doing this step, that's what's going to give you that real high shine with your top coat. I'm going to keep my nail wipe on my table ready for when I put my top coat on. I'm going to clean my brush on my nail wipe between each application. Now this is going to prevent any problems with the brush in your top coat. So I'm going to apply my top coat and then clean my brush on my dry nail wipe. So now that I've finished my first layer of top coat, I've got my wipe that's got all of that excess top. I can now throw that away. I'm going to give my top coat around about 3 to 5 minutes to completely dry. Then I will go on with a second layer of top coat, and that's going to give you maximum shine benefit. Then all we have to do is wait for that final layer of top coat to dry, and then we can go in and apply our rose oil. And then our nails are done. Some great key benefits of using our Slickpour powder with our resin system. As you've seen, there's no need for any other equipment. There's no gel light. There's no need for curing. It's great if you're on the go and you need to do your enhancements. It's also great that if you're starting up into the industry, it's an easy application to get into. We only have a few steps. We've got a nice thin application, which is going to have in between a soak-off gel and an acrylic-like feel. It's going to give you quite a strong enhancement. The other key benefit with using our Slickpour resin system is you can extend out the nail plate by applying a tip and giving you extra additional length. The only difference that I would do was I would put a first coat straight over the connection area where your tip has been applied. Then we're going to go straight on with maybe a coat of clear and then into your color coats, so you can extend out with our resin system. It's a very ease of application, and it's also an ease of removal. All that we need to do is just etch off that top coat that we've got on there, and then we can either apply nail wipe that has been saturated with some acetone, it is for ease of removal. Or you can just e-file that off very quickly. So not only is easy to apply, it's also easy to remove. So I hope that answers everybody's questions. When it comes to Slickpour with the resin system, it's a very simple way of applying an enhancement. And next I'm going to be doing a Slickpour with our caption conversion gel. So it's giving us another means of applying our Slickpour powders. So I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial today, and don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.